All right, we are 10 seconds out. I have the soundboard. Memento opener in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 44 seconds for reference. Boom.
You really need a system if you're going to make it work. You kind of learn to trust your own handwriting. That becomes an important part of your life. You write yourself notes, and where you put your notes, that also becomes really important. You need like a jacket that's got like 6 pockets in it, particular pockets for particular things. You just kind of learn to know where things go and how the system works. And you have to be wary of other people writing stuff for you that is not going to make sense or is going to lead you astray. I mean, I don't know, I guess people try and take advantage of somebody with this condition. If you have a piece of information which is vital, writing on your body instead of on a piece of paper, it can be the answer. It's just a permanent way of keeping a note.
The best movie ever made. The Experiment the Movie Podcast, designed with one thing in mind: to find the best movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-host, mad scientist Rob Scuccia. Bab Hasek. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing Memento?
Because I needed a gentle reminder of all the lies that we tell ourselves to get through the day. Whether it's avenging the person who murdered your wife and left you with amnesia, or me lying about my current employment situation and how I'm successful. So I tattoo my thigh, chest, and my nipples, saying you are the one. You're slaying, Robbie. And that's how I identify with this movie for that reason. Bob, how are you?
I am about to get a Remember Sammy Jenkins tattoo just because how much I love this movie. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget how much I love this movie.
Better than Floppenheimer, am I right?
Oh, nice.
Ouch.
Can I see your nipple tattoos?
No, I have to have a little birdie on my chest, but that's it. Yeah. For my emo phase. It's a Thursday.
All right, let's start with the best explanation.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't care that you slept with my sister, now I got a daughter niece. I don't care that you gave me the crotch critters twice.
Confused? We are too. But don't worry, Bob lives to explain. This is the best explanation.
Right.
I think the more succinct alliterations also make for a better explanation for a good movie. So I have missing memory man is manipulated to murder.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's about the size of it. That's the long and short right there. Yeah.
So Leonard Shelby, an insurance investigator, suffers from anterograde amnesia and uses notes and tattoos to hunt for the man he thinks killed his wife, which is the last thing he remembers. Though there's a twist or 3 that make it such a satisfying watch.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely true. Rob, what did I tell you? The shorter the pitch, the better the movie, right?
Yeah, 1,000
Bob
times over.
was succinct, and it's just proof.
Yeah.
So why don't we throw it to what could be the worst or the best YouTube comment?
Sure. Experts say that going onto YouTube and reading the comments is tremendous for your mental health because everybody else by comparison is batshit insane.
If I had known that, I'd been here months ago.
Okay, so I picked 3 because they're short and sweet, and like with good movies, like I say, it's not funny, it's not really entertaining. It's just we're being told what we already know, which is why we're doing the episode. So I had to watch this movie twice before I could fully understand it. I love it. One of Chris Nolan's best pictures. He calls him Chris, not Christopher, so that they're cool with each other.
He knows him.
Yeah. I enjoyed this movie more than any other I have ever seen. Everybody should watch it at least once in this life. Peace. Kind of weird. And then this one was from 2 years ago, and I think it's a joke. Whoa, a new Nolan movie. Looking forward to seeing this in the theaters. So like he's like Lenny. He's like Leonard. He doesn't remember that it came out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Lenny, it's beer o'clock. I'm buying.
All right, let's go to test number 1. Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah. Do we have a good movie bit for that? We do have a
Oh. Test number 2. Oh yeah. Ain't that a pitch?
We're back to you, Chris. Bob, Rob, around the horn.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. I don't remember what I wrote here. Let's see. There once was a man who shot another man. He woke up in a hotel room with notes on his hands. They were there to remind him of what purpose defined him. Hello and welcome to the worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the best movie ever made. I'm your host. We're doing Memento. Why are we doing Memento?
We're gonna have to go backwards and figure out, I guess.
All right, let's start.
I'm Rob. I'm Rob.
Rob. Okay, let's try to the best explanation.
All right, Bob, your turn.
I'm Bob. I'm not sure if I told you I had this condition. Okay. Mine is, there once was a guy with a legitimate gripe. Though vengeful vigilante wasn't his type. A crooked cop named Teddy uses him, while Natalie emotionally abuses him. Wait a minute. Did I remember to wipe?
Oh, little shit stain. little skid mark.
Oh, poo-poo.
he smells his underwear. He's like, what does it mean? All right. Hey, where am I? What is my life? Why do I have this gun and this constant feeling of strife? Everything's getting crazy. Why is my memory so hazy? Hey, Teddy, can you help me find the guy who killed my wife? That's going a little first person in there.
That was really nice.
Thank you.
All right. Who wins?
Oh, it's a good movie week. I feel like it's team win.
Team 5. It's keep it alive with a team 5, I guess.
Team.
We don't really compare these. We just want to come off as legitimate film critics at some point in our lives, so we do these every 10 or so weeks.
Yeah. I like the team 5, because like we said, we don't really compare it to anybody, and then because we kind of make fun of each other all season, so maybe this is a time to come back together,
Yeah.
That way we can hold on when, next season when we're making fun of each other. All right, let's go to test number 2. What works well?
Test number 3. What works well?
Oh, yeah.
We don't have the Keystone apparatus anymore, so it's technically test number 2, right?
Yeah. But it's season 28. And
show business,
412. So who knows? I think that's part of our charm is how unprepared we are week to week.
Yes. This is week 177 of regular
episodes.
Still
haven't hammered out,
and we still haven't figured it out.
Enjoy it. So what? We say the wrong number once in a while.
Yeah.
Number.
Oh, that's See, still not prepared. Number 5.
I put down Joe Pantoliano and his sinister mustache.
Yeah.
First of all, that joke was fucking awesome. But second of all, I think Joe Pantoliano is just awesome.
He's great
in movies that I've seen. I don't know. There are movies that he did that he shouldn't have done. Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Yeah. You know how I feel about him in this movie? The way he looks and the way he acts and talks. He's like if there was a cloning machine that was trying to make a bunch of Tom Arnolds and he was like the good one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, like from the Stupids. Like same energy.
Yeah, he's like a rounded off.
Yeah.
Aesthetically.
A rounded off Arnold aesthetic. All right. Okay.
All right, number
4.
Narrator knows nothing but needs knowledge for the film watchers. So what I mean by that is the fact that he can't remember anything is a good vehicle for all the information that we get. It seems like a very legitimate way for us to learn all of the details that we need to know throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it still works really well. Number
3.
Well, I'm going to have to explain this one, I think. But banter for breathing.
Banter for breathing.
There
you
are.
saying,
Yeah, go
you're
ahead.
saying it's so densely, like, there's two narratives, obviously, and they're so densely packed and confusing that everyone, like, every little zinger is that much more effective. Is that what you're getting at?
Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the that comic effect, because they do. There's like 5 or 6 of them in the movie where they're just well timed, and in my opinion, pretty funny jokes.
Yeah.
The sinister mustache I mentioned before was one of them. But
Yeah.
like it's a movie with a very serious tone. I mean, you see a woman who's being raped like under a shower curtain. You know, it's a pretty
Yeah.
fucked up movie.
Yeah.
But we have jokes and they work still, and it's not forced in. It's just there to let the movie breathe a little bit, let
Yeah.
you breathe a little bit, pull back the curtain, so to speak, so you can have a breath while being raped with the meanness of this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
How about number
2.
Did I go too far?
Nah, you're good.
Totem. Totems for tracking the timeline.
Yeah, they did it way better in this one than in Inception.
I think so too. Yeah, because like they
Yeah.
literally have the like spinning top thing that they're like, this is what it's for. And
Except
in
that-
this movie, yeah,
Except that it was Leo's wedding ring, not the top.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. But in this one, right, the idea is if you catch on, if you see, if you notice, it's to your benefit. But if you don't, it doesn't really matter. And I'm talking about things like good example is the like car window. There are scenes where they don't tell you exactly when it is, but you can tell where on the timeline it is, by whether or not the window in the car is broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those, like the scratches on his face, and
How deep the
whether
cut
or
is,
not- yeah, Trinity from The Matrix has like the cut on her lip.
Yeah.
Then they, you know what I mean? There are a lot of these little signifiers that let you know where you're at in the timeline, and it helps to keep it together, which I thought was totally awesome. Number 1. I don't know, Bob, maybe this is exactly what you were saying, but all-encompassing ambiguity intentionally obscuring the objective.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's just so well done. The character arcs in this movie. I mentioned that Trinity and Cypher from The Matrix are both in this. But their character arcs in this movie are awesome because you think you can trust them, and then you think you can't trust them, and then you think you can, and then you realize you really can't, and you at the very end you realize you can't even trust your narrator.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're thinking you can, and then by the time that the movie ends in ambiguity, you are satisfied somehow by not knowing really what happened. And I don't know how Christopher or Chris, my buddy Chris, I don't know how you pulled that off. You know?
Can I don't want to trample on the catch-all, but can I just mention that I found a supercut of this movie in the correct chronological order, and it's very satisfying but infuriating at the same time. I can get into it later, but yeah.
Yeah, that was actually an Easter egg on the DVD. Like this, like second release of the DVD, they had an Easter egg that you had to find and answer like a bunch of trivia questions, and then they finally like let you through, and you could watch the movie in the actual chronological order.
Wow, that's a lot of editing.
I never actually sat through it, but I can imagine it is infuriating.
I watched a 20-minute supercut, and the way they explain it best is you sympathize with Leonard because you're seeing it from his perspective, and you're seeing it through him. But when you put it in chronological, you see it so you go from seeing it subjectively to seeing it objectively, and the objective version is it's comical, but it's infuriating, like by design. Yeah.
Which is kind of how the original is. It's just not infuriating because you're too confused.
Yeah, exactly. You're disoriented like the narrator is. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Which is great. So that's why all of this works really well, in my opinion. But we'll talk about more concepts, at least on my end, that worked really well for this movie. For now, we'll throw it over to the always unpredictable Rob's ad read.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, Hey, do you have any really good ideas like this one?
And you know I'm trying to get that chicken and check cashing place off the ground.
Chicken and check cashing, that don't go together.
Neither does chicken and waffles, but you see how that blew up.
Oh.
Well, Rob will tell us all about it in Rob's ad read.
Today's episode of the worst movie. Today's episode of the best movie ever made is brought to you by Breen Brain, a new supplement that will make you the best at technology, a god among men. I have powers, sexy powers, you'll say. You will use your technological prowess to overrun government and corporate computers and expose their corruption with your godlike technology skills. Where did she go? Where did your love go? One day you're grinding it out under the jungle gym during recess, and the next day she's dust. But then she's back and you're like 60, but she's still barely legal. If only you could find out what happened with your advanced network of 7 laptops, a Dish Network satellite dish, and a box of empty tuna fish cans. If only.
No.
I am a god among men. I am the harbinger of life and knowledge. I only show my ball sack through my ass cheeks while floating face up in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. These are the things you'll say if you add Breen Brain to your daily vitamin supplementary regimen. Breen Brain. It'll get you somewhere.
Thank you so much for bringing up fond memories of mine, which are grinding it out under the jungle gym. Brain. Can't wait to have you for weeks to come. And let's throw it now to test number 3, the best dialogue.
Yeah, sure.
Test number 4, the best dialogue.
These clips are not short, but they're not too long, I don't think. We'll go with number 5. This is hard to say.
So where are you? You're in some motel room? You just wake up and you're in a motel room. There's the key. It feels like maybe it's just the first time you've been there, but perhaps you've been there for a week, 3 months. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know. It's just an anonymous room.
This guy. He's here, all right.
Lenny!
It's Leonard. Like I told you before.
Did you? I must have forgot.
I guess I've already told you about my condition.
Oh, well, only every time I see you.
That's the banter. Must have forgot. Like such a patronizing asshole.
He's a douche.
Yeah.
He's a douche the whole movie, but like kind of a likable douche. And leave it to Joe Pantoliano, in my opinion, to like flirt that line really well, because you want to like him
and
you hate him.
I will send you the chronological supercut because you see like he's totally justified in being that asshole at that point in the narrative.
Right.
It's fucking mwah, like chef's kiss, dude.
It must be very aggravating to have to deal with a person in that condition. And I'm sorry to all of you who have that condition, but you won't remember this anyway.
Yeah.
So we don't worry about getting canceled. All right, let's throw it to number.
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
What?
Sorry, number
4 yard.
Number 4.
All right, this is groceries.
Yeah.
So you have information for me?
Is that what your little note says?
Yeah.
Must be tough living your life according to a couple of scraps of paper. You mix your laundry list with your grocery list and you'll end up eating your underwear for breakfast. I guess that's why you have those freaky tattoos.
Yeah, it's tough. It's almost impossible. Look, I'm sorry I don't remember you. It's nothing personal.
I do have information for you. You gave me a license plate number. Had my friend at DMV trace it. Guess what name came up? John Edward Gamble, John G.
Do you know him?
No. But his face on his driver's license looked really familiar. I think he's been in the bar, maybe. Here's a copy of his license, his registration, photo and all. Are you sure you want this?
Have I told you what this man did?
Yeah.
Well, then you shouldn't have to ask.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good way to finish that. But we're starting with that groceries joke, which I think was like a B plus joke, but it actually comes back. Not the groceries part, but later they're like I don't think they have sex, but they slept like in the same bed to comfort each
Yeah.
other. And
Yeah.
Lenny puts her shirt on and doesn't know it, and he's about to leave the house.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can I have my shirt back?" And he takes it off and tosses it over to her, which is just a representation of the joke that she made. Like,
Yeah. And there's that whole cut scene when he's shopping at the Safeway and eats his underwear.
Right. After he sniffed it and then went on a
after he
internal
tried
investigation.
identifying that crucial skid.
Yeah, he didn't know what it was, so he started to take a taste test to try to find out more. That's horrifying. All right, number.
Oh, that's number 3. We're on 3 now. Yeah, 3.
I'm a John G.
She wasn't diabetic. You think I don't know my own wife? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I guess I can only make you remember the things you want to be true. Like old Jimmy down there.
He's not the right guy.
He was to you. Come on, you got your revenge. Enjoy it while you still remember. What difference does it make whether he was your guy or not?
It makes all the difference.
Why? You're never gonna know.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
I will. Somehow. I'll
You
know.
won't remember.
When it's done, I will know. It'll be different.
Well, I thought so too. In fact, I was sure of it, but you didn't.
I was sure of it. Fucking.
That's right. The real John G.
So fucking.
I helped you find him over a year ago. He's already dead.
Don't lie to me anymore.
Look, Lenny. I was the cop assigned to your wife's case. I believed you. I thought you deserved a chance for revenge. I'm the one that helped you find the other guy in your bathroom that night. The guy that cracked your skull and fucked your wife. We found him. You killed him.
It's awesome. This is the kind of ambiguity that we're talking about. That's so good. And again, hats off to Pantoliano. But just before that, he's mentioning how he conflated the Sammy Jenkins story with his own narrative because he accidentally killed his wife because his wife wanted the way out. Right. So his wife asks him in this version to shoot her up with insulin because it was time for her shot, and over and over and over again, like is explained to you earlier in the movie, they just transfer that scenario onto your main character.
Yeah.
Which, and then you're like, wait, did he? Because that's a totally believable thing, but Pantoliano's John Gamble or whatever is so unreliable himself that you really don't know. Is he just fucking with him? I believe that Pantoliano's character would be smart enough to play head games, and I don't know how to parse out what happened and what didn't happen, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
What is happening here?
I don't know. I don't remember. Did we play that one already?
No. Pretty sure we didn't. That came as a bit of a shock, the cock and the cunt, you know?
Yeah.
All right, number 4. We're on, what are we on?
On 2. I think we're on Freak now.
No. Freak.
Yeah.
Did you lose your pen? Well, that's too bad, freak. Otherwise, you could write yourself a little note about how much Natalie hates your retarded guts and that I called your wife a fucking whore.
Hey, don't say another fucking word.
About your whore of a wife? I read about your condition, Leonard. You know what one of the causes of short-term memory loss is? Venereal disease.
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
You sad freak. I can say whatever the fuck I want, and you won't remember. We'll still be best friends. Or maybe even lovers.
Now, the best part in that clip is when she says,
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
Yeah. Luckily, that was not so long ago that I forgot because there's some strong language there.
Yeah.
Some very strong language.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's throw it to number
1, Daddy. You know what? Fuck it.
Hey, I remembered the drum roll.
Yeah. I forced it on you.
I've been conditioned. All right, this is Feel Time.
I'm not messing around. That was just a.
If I could just reach over and touch her side of the bed, I would know that it was cold. But I can't. I know I can't have her back. But I don't want to wake up in the morning thinking she's still here. I lie here not knowing how long I've been alone. So how can I heal? How am I supposed to heal if I can't feel time?
Ooh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to heal if I can't feel time? I mean,
yeah.
There it is. I feel like that could only have been more effective if delivered for some reason, like by Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I can see
the rest of the movie is Guy Pearce. Just that part, Tom Hanks just has blonde hair and he has no shirt on. He's laying in bed, and he's like
covered.
Like all of a sudden, Guy Pearce is Tom Hanks and he's reading those lines.
Covered in prison tats. Yeah,
right. It might have been slightly more effective because Tom Hanks, the Tom Hanks effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really just was like, wow. I've seen this movie before. I think only once, and I knew how good it was.
Yeah.
And I was excited to watch it again because I was expecting a hell of a movie, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
What great dialogue. Widow Chris, not tooting my own horn. I'm tooting Nolan's, my buddy Nolan's.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he wrote that line. I know Chris. He writes stuff like that.
Yeah.
So. Us Chris's, we know each other. All right, let's throw it to test number 4. This is going over to Bob, the best production.
Test number 4, the best production.
Yeah.
Best production this week has to go to the non-linear edit.
Mm-hmm.
So this is some interesting stuff. The story was pitched and written by Nolan's brother while they were traveling cross country together. And his brother actually pitched the idea, and early drafts were sent to Chris Nolan by his brother. And one of Nolan's first ideas was, when he heard this story, he's like, I want to shoot this or not, have it play in reverse, like based on the guy's condition.
Yeah.
And Chris Nolan's brother never actually finished the written story until after the film was released, even though it was his story.
Oh, no kidding.
Like he was writing drafts and sending it to Chris Nolan, and the two were collaborating the whole time. And Christopher Nolan finished the movie, and then his brother was still finishing writing his finished, complete book.
Yeah.
Either way, the reverse storytelling makes you feel like Leonard a little more, and lets you see the characters develop in reverse, then forward again. It's just so damn effective. I loved it. And this is like my 4th watch of this movie, and I'm still just getting some of the details that I didn't get the first couple watches.
License plate. Yeah. The thing I watched, they pointed out the license plate thing, like how he kept kind of not writing it down the same a few times. I didn't catch that till like someone told me to catch it.
Well, I haven't caught that yet.
Huh?
I'm on view number 2. Okay, guys.
I'm on like.
I
think it's my 3rd watch, and then like I needed like a film critic to point it out to me when I watched like that other video, and I was like, oh shit. Like over my head, like it's
Nothing goes over my head.
Just the whole, her manipulating him, and how Teddy was involved in that, kind of adjacently. Like I never actually saw how that all came together until this last watch.
It's funny because I wanted to sort of ask, because I know that Teddy suggests the bar with the coaster, but they're still sort of not strongly connected, are Natalie and Teddy, in my head.
Yeah.
Right.
I still don't really understand. And again, it's only my second viewing. I'm starting to feel like a dumb human. But
I'd watch it again, but I have like 4 more Neil Breen movies to get through this week. So.
Yeah, well, you got to figure out like what he's hacking into, and the government and international secrets are way more important, I think, than the
of corruption and greed.
And
yes,
right, corruption, greed.
I need to know why
Teddy Natalie connection.
I need to know why the mayor of the bank resigned.
Yeah, you gotta know. And then shot herself, and then hung herself.
The bank.
The bank.
The bank.
Mr. Bank.
When she hung herself
and
shot
other
herself,
me and other insurance companies.
Yeah, me and other
insurance companies.
And see, and Leonard was an assurance investigator, so like, ooh. Who knows?
Uno momento, por favor.
Oh, stop it, Rob! Stop it.
Test number 5. This is the best acting. Test number 6.
5.
The best acting. It would be un minuto. Anyway, number 1. This is Remember Her.
Yeah.
Tell me about her again.
Why?
Because you like to remember her.
She was beautiful. To me, she was perfect.
No. Don't just recite the words. Close your eyes and remember her.
You can just feel the details. The bits and pieces you never bothered to put into words. And you can feel these extreme moments, even if you don't want to. You put these together and you get the feel of a person. Enough to know how much you miss them.
What happened to Guy Pearce?
I don't know.
Well, he's done some stuff.
Yeah, that's a very Bob answer.
He was good in Quiz Show. Did you see that?
No.
No one saw Quiz Show.
But that was also
you saw Quiz Show. That's it. That's why it's a Bob answer.
But it's also
he was very good in this 1989 French silent black and white film.
Fuck.
La Croissant.
Go ahead, Bob.
He's so jacked, though. What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 90s jacked, though. He's like wiry jack.
Hey, that was 2000.
Yeah, but he was training throughout the 90s while preparing for this, right? Maybe, kind of. Like, movies that come out in 2000 weren't filmed in 2000, like, maybe sometimes, but, like, it takes months to make a movie, right? So,
Yeah, now it's post 9/11. Who knows what he's been up to?
They're like 3/4 of the way through production. They're like, shit, I'm 90s jacked, but Y2K.
All right, number.
A good movie always screws me up. Right, number 2. They got different tabs.
This is well, yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah. This is Certainties.
Yeah.
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
See, I'm learning
This
new
episode's
things
getting
every day.
tagged by somebody.
You said certainties, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Leonard, you decided to help me. Trust yourself. Trust your own judgment. You can question everything. You can never know anything for sure.
There are things you know for sure.
Such as?
I know what that's gonna sound like when I knock on it. I know what that's gonna feel like when I pick it up. See? Certainties. It's the kind of memory you take for granted. You know, I can remember so much. The feel of the world. And her. She's gone. And the present is trivia, which I scribbled down as fucking notes.
Hey, come on, try and relax.
It's not easy for me to relax. You know?
Come on, take your jacket off.
She feel like genuinely bad for him? At the point? I think so, right?
I think she was infuriated with him when he showed up wearing her dead boyfriend's clothes in his car. But when she realized he had a legitimate issue, which caused him to murder her boyfriend and steal his clothes and car, she started feeling empathy.
Yeah, because of like his murdered wife.
Because they both lost someone and she's helping him out of pity. Did you read the Polaroid?
Right. Sorry, I forgot.
What's up?
Number.
Oh, the number. No, the okay. Number
3.
Got it.
Sorry if I cut out.
It's okay.
Pants.
We have fun here.
Yeah, leave your number. You know what to do.
Yeah, this is a message for Teddy. I'm at the Mount Crest Inn on 5th Street, room 6. I need you to come over as soon as you get this. It's important. Oh, this is Leonard. Thanks. Bye. Whew. Fuck.
Now, a little
legit pants.
A little trivia. I had messaged Chris and said, "Why is this clip called Pants? That has nothing to do with pants." And he was like, "Listen back again." I'm like, "Oh, because of the panting."
Yeah, true story. That did happen. But you know, I wanted to obfuscate because that's the whole point of this movie.
Yeah.
So I've laced some obfuscation throughout the episode with my titling and so on and so forth. I'm just trying to get real cute with this one. But look at me.
Oh boy.
All right, let's do it.
You know why he's panting though? He's probably remembering that thing that Natalie said about his wife. If you need a refresher, here it is.
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
What segment are we on?
Fact or no fact, please.
Fact. That's under the regular bumper column. Okay, and then that's season 81 fact. Got it.
Fact or no fact?
Absolutely, positively, no
fact.
Now these chicken breasts or is your breast?
Oh lordy.
I keep forgetting that Not Another Church movie won the season last year or last season.
I know. It feels like last year though.
It's mind blowing because of Neil Breen and everything else that's happened since then.
Yeah.
This season was year changing.
It was life altering. Yes.
Fact or no fact this week is once again me yelling out 4 facts and 1 lie, and you having to figure out what the lie is. And it's hard to say because there was so much stuff I read about this movie, so a lot of it I shoved in the catch-all. But here's the ones that I have for the game. Here we go. First one. Many of Leonard's unique voiceovers were improvised by Guy Pearce. Okay, second.
Right.
Originally, the entire Sammy Jenkins story was told in one scene. Okay, third one. All of the dialogue in the black and white sequences that feature Sammy Jenkins were improvised. Okay, fourth one. Memento is the lowest budget of any of Chris Nolan's full-length feature movies. And last one. Denis Leary turned down the role of Teddy.
Yeah, he was probably still busy ripping off Bill Hicks.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm going to call BS on the two things you say were improvised. The dialogue in the black and white sequences and Leonard's voiceovers. I feel like, and I could be wrong here, I don't really do deep dives on like the auteurs as much as I should. But I feel like Christopher Nolan is one of the guys that what's written is kind of what he wants to be exuded by his actors on screen. Like there may be little room for improvisation, but I don't feel like it's not like Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Like they're not writing a movie with someone typecast so they could riff on shit and like do 100 takes and pick the best ones and edit it in. I feel like Nolan's a little more deliberate than that. So I would say there's probably some improvisation in there, but I don't think at the extent or scale you're saying, Bob. So one of them has to be true, though. So we'll see.
It's just not Chris's style.
Yeah. The first name. The entire Sammy Jenkins story was told in one scene. I've heard that, but I've also heard things saying that otherwise. So that's also up for debate. Lowest budget of any Chris Nolan's films. He had one more movie before Memento. Memento was his breakout film, but I think he had one more like indie lower budget film, and I would argue he probably had better funding for Memento riding off the tails of his first feature length, which I the name escapes me at the moment because the nature of the competition here is we try not to know this stuff. And then Denis Leary turned down the role.
It's good not to remember on this episode. It's good.
Exactly.
Anytime you forget on this episode, it seems intentional anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
At this point, I don't.
Yeah.
When did Rescue Me come out? Like early aughts, like 2001, 2004, around then. I feel like that was Denis Leary's first dramatic role. I think he was still doing a lot of stand-up, and like I know there's a Comedy Central roast, and he was still like that badass, like I'm an a-hole comedian. So I don't think he could have turned it down because he wasn't ready for a drama yet. But I just don't feel like his personality, even in shows like Rescue Me, which I've only seen like snippets of, it's a different kind of dramatic flair. It's not this kind of dramatic flair. So that also seems like this is tough. I am going to say the dialogue and the black and white sequence being improvised is the lie, because those are all very deliberate, with the insulin and him showing up and the wife showing up to the insurance office and him telling him his prognosis of Sammy. I don't think that could have been improvised. I think that was pad on paper and being recited
so
as
you're
is.
going with number what?
Number 3, I think, is a lie.
Okay. Just on the subject of Denis Leary, I feel like Denis Leary is somewhere like if there was a vortex of douchedom that like sucked two actors into it and that became Denis Leary, it would be James Woods and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
If those two guys were like sucked into a douche hole, they'd form Denis Leary. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with number 2. I don't think the Jenkins story was ever meant for one scene, because that's not how my buddy Chris rolls. You know, he just wouldn't throw all of that into a giant block in the middle of this movie. You know.
Yeah.
My buddy C Money, we know how he
C
Love. All right. So yeah, Rob, you're wrong, unfortunately, about voiceovers. Many of Leonard's unique voiceovers were improvised by Guy Pearce.
Well, I said that was true. I said number 3
know.
was the lie. Yeah.
I know.
But okay, but yeah, okay.
I'm kidding. And originally, the entire Sammy Jenkins story was told in one scene.
No
bullshit.
And then Nolan eventually decided, no, we don't like the way that flows with the movie.
because it'd be movie reverse. Oh, here's all the backstory you need. reverse.
Here's a giant block.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Good on Nolan. Good on Chris.
Now,
good on old
Rob,
Chris for chopping that up. You know?
Rob, here's where I need to remind you.
Yeah.
In the black and white scenes that featured Sammy Jenkins, not his wife and Leonard in the insurance office, the ones that featured actually Sammy were mostly voiced over. And any dialogue in those was improvised.
Damn. So when he does like the middle finger thing, like the whole all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Test this.
Even the insulin shot scene was all just like here's the story, improvise, and they did.
Wow. All right.
So because most of it was voiced over, and the voiceover was scripted, but the dialogue was improvised.
That's where you got me. All right.
And the movie you're trying to think of, Chris is Rob is Following.
Yeah.
Was his original movie. That was the lowest budget of any of his full-length movies. Memento was the second lowest budget.
I should have gone.
That was the lie.
I don't mean to distract. I just keep catching a whiff of Bob Foolery there.
Yeah.
Heavy Bob Foolery.
And let me tell you, Following is a good companion piece to this movie because it's shot similarly in a slightly out of sequence order, but it's all black and white and it's just well done. It's not as good as Memento, but you can tell it's the same director.
What's Chris's brother's name?
That I actually didn't see.
Let's see. What is?
Yeah, look it up because I think it's worth finding out because my
Jonathan Nolan.
All right, so Johnny's idea was ripped obviously from The Following because like it was sort of in reverse order. He was like, what if we go? Yeah, what if Johnny's like, what if we go like full bore with that idea? And then Chris is like, yeah, I guess we'll go with that. You know,
it's a whole different story though. Following is an entirely different story. The story was about the memory loss and all that shit.
Yeah.
Not about shooting in reverse order.
But
anyway, Following is good. Anyway, Denis Leary did turn down the role of Teddy.
You know what? You said Teddy. I wrote down Teddy, but I was thinking Leonard. I was thinking they were going to cast Denis Leary for Leonard, even though I wrote it down correct.
You know who they cast as Leonard?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kennedy.
No, Brad Pitt.
That makes sense.
The bleach hair, like it does give a Pitt vibe.
He's a knockoff Pitt. He's a knockoff Pitt.
It wasn't like Brad Pitt would have been bad. It's just that Brad Pitt had many conflicts and said, I just can't do it. And then Christopher Nolan actually said, like, you know what? We actually don't want A-list celebrities in this. We want to make this the way we want to make it. And a lot of other actors auditioned, like Alec Baldwin auditioned, and Charlie Sheen auditioned. But
Sheen would have been good.
I know. Sheen would have been good.
Seriously, that's before he went off the rails completely. So, like,
probably
could have pulled that off.
But Guy Pearce,
the Tiger Blood would have
impressed the most.
Yeah.
Guy Pearce impressed Christopher Nolan the most, and that's why he picked him.
Cool.
Well, he did a fucking fantastic job in this movie.
Yeah.
Also, Brad Pitt was probably like, no, I've got other things I'm considering, like this movie coming up called Troy.
Yeah. So basically, Christopher Nolan was going through potential people, and he's like, oh, wait, dude, we got to get the guy from Quiz Show. We got to get him in right now.
We got to get the Le Croissant guy.
I love you guys.
I love you too.
We love you too, Bob. All right, let's throw it to the catch-all. No, I feel bad now because we're supposed to be coming together.
We're all learning
let's stop
things
making fun of
about Chris and his filmmaking auteurism.
Yeah.
And this
Johnny.
is a good week. And Johnny, yeah. All right.
So I'll go first with my number 5.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We have a classic "a beer, please" trope, and also another bad trope here was the speedy strangulation of Jimmy.
Yeah, 5 minutes, dude. It takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, it took like 55 seconds.
I recognized both those things and felt bad.
Yeah,
but that's a pacing thing. It's a pacing thing and it's a copyright thing. So I get it. So I let those slide.
Like, choke him with a tie then, or something. Not your hands.
Choke him hard enough so you hear something snapping.
That's fine. Yeah,
Oof.
just use something. Use the pipe you had to like just force his neck into the ground.
Yeah,
because if you're gonna kill him that fast, you can't do it with your hands because that's not gonna happen in
you need like no oxygen flow for like several minutes to be brain dead. So
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna come at this with a criticism also. How does he know his way around to drive literally everywhere, unless he's in the same exact town he'd been in before his accident? But I don't think he is.
That's a really good criticism. That's strong.
Yeah.
That's strong.
That's valid. But if he was an insurance claims investigator, right? And he did
not. We don't know that.
Well, that's what he thinks he was, right? What I'm saying is his previous line of work probably had him driving and traveling for work, so that's something that might be before his condition. He remembers like the layout, kind of.
Yes, he has a pickup
he's still
truck.
in the same.
Yeah. He has a pickup truck and he's in flannel, in a black and memory, which is concrete. I don't think he was insurance investigator.
All right. Maybe I'm just giving Memento too much credit.
Yeah, you're misremembering. Here's another criticism for you. Number 4. He's quite the tattoo artist. And I know he goes to the lady it's like Beth's Tattoo or whatever. Is the name of the shop. It's like something like that. But they also give you the like prison tattoo pen heat up thing that he's doing. And I don't know which tattoo he did, even if it was only one, but I'm guessing he did a number. His font is top notch. Like it was printed off of a computer and then fruit stripe tattooed onto his skin.
Do you think?
Because I'm not so sure that he can.
Do you think? Because we witnessed 2 murders in the movie, right? Do you think he murdered someone like right after the incident and served time and developed the muscle memory to do prison tats, but doesn't remember it after getting out? And he's done this like fucking dozens of times already. And we're only seeing the little snapshot during this timeline.
No, because Teddy kept him out of jail so he can keep doing his dirty work for him.
That's what Teddy said.
It's true.
I don't know. I'm just a guy asking questions.
Okay, so while we're in the catch-all, this is where we air these out. Here's one of my big complaints, and that I don't think it makes it into my catch-all. I'm just looking, but Sammy Jenkins can't be conditioned, right? And he adopts that storyline. So if he is the Sammy Jenkins storyline, then he can't be conditioned to tattoo. But I'm also concerned about his knowing to write things down on notes and knowing to shave and knowing to, you know what I mean? Like, he's conditioned in this movie to do certain things. He says so in one of the dialogue bits that we listened to, where he's talking about how he conditioned himself to do certain things, and Sammy wasn't able to do that. But there's like, you cut off the Sammy Jenkins possibility, like he is Sammy Jenkins if he is able to condition himself.
So there's something latent up there that's letting him carry forward and like pick up that skill set, is what you're saying.
Right. What
unwittingly,
probably.
But
his wife might not have actually gone through with the insulin injections if she knew that he could be conditioned.
I think
that's the issue, because if you go back to Teddy's explanation, though, Sammy Jenkins' story was false to begin with. Sammy Jenkins was a con man, and he wasn't actually in that
according
condition.
to Teddy. Yeah.
So
was he saying that Leonard is a con man?
It takes away the reliability of the fact that can he condition himself or not.
I'm gonna have to watch this again. Fuck.
Shit. Me too.
Damn it.
Good thing it's really awesome, and I want to.
Yeah, that's true. God damn it.
All right, go ahead, Bob.
So I know it makes sense that his memory loss is the time frame of his memory losses is variable. That makes sense. But for those to take advantage of him, how can they predict how long that's going to be? Like
Trinity knows like to the second. She goes back to her car.
Please stop calling her Trinity because I only saw Matrix one time. Her character name
what do you
is
want to
Natalie.
call her? Natalie? That's so lame. If you scramble the letters, it's still Trinity though.
Yeah, but here's something to ponder on now that you've mentioned it, Bob. Is it a set amount of time? Is he lucid for an hour sometimes and lucid for 20 minutes? Because you notice he always gets wiped clean after an incident. So it's like something jarring, kind of. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch. He gets like shaken clean. So
what
maybe
I read was that basically when he stops focusing, 100% focusing, is when things start to get muddled.
So when she comes through after he punches her like a minute before, and she slams the door, and he looks up when he's trying to find a pen, clean slate.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And also, they also said that as the movie goes on, his memory gets shorter and shorter. If you notice that.
Well, I guess, yeah. But also, all right. So here's something to contradict that.
Okay.
Natalie, is at the bar and she does the spit competition joke into the beer, and she hasn't really gotten to know him as far as we know, but she already knows the limitation of his memory.
Yeah.
And this is halfway through the movie, so she already knows that he has a very short-term memory. And it's one of the shortest breaks in his brain that you see in the movie, where he goes to sit down and then she splashes the beer right in front of him that the guy just spit in 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not getting less, in my opinion. But
right,
whatever.
That's my criticism is how can she be so accurate?
Right. No, I completely agree, and I think that the catch-all is a good spot on Good Movie episode 2, just like call out this shit that they're not doing quite right, and that brings me to my number 3. When he kicks in the wrong hotel door, it's like fucking hilarious, right?
That's fucking great. He's like, sorry.
that is great.
Yeah,
because he does a credit card thing. He sees a light change in the peephole, like wham, fuck.
Yeah, and it's just some dude, right?
Yeah.
Which is all well and good, but that is assuming that guy just like goes about his life after that. He doesn't like investigate.
He would go to the
2 doors down. No, literally 3 doors down is the guy that just did that to you, and evidence of a break-in, and the cops would be all over him.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder what Teddy's telling the guy at the front desk, who's also kind of in on it because he's conning him out of extra rooms. Like, hey, don't call the cops when someone. Yeah. So
which I thoroughly enjoyed that. I actually thought the most reliable person was Bert, who was the front desk guy, who's also in Sons of Anarchy and Batman
Begins.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because
he's like kind of the straight man for his cameo. And he does unreliable things by charging multiple rooms, but he even admits to it. He's like the most straight-arrowed person in the movie who is conning him out of multiple charges.
Sure.
But anyway, I just think the cops would have stormed in at some point and like been like, you just knocked this man unconscious, and you're also wanted for murder.
He's also been driving around the same city for seemingly like months or years, doing the same shit over and over again.
And in the Jaguar of the man that he murdered.
Getting in high-speed gun chases, and no one fucking cares.
Yeah, and nobody cares. Somehow. Go ahead, Bob.
So the rest of them are my just facts that didn't make fact or no fact. So during Teddy's line, when he said, "You don't have a clue, you freak," Nolan felt that Pantoliano didn't quite nail the end of that line, so he decided to re-record the last two words himself. So in the final film, the words "you freak" are actually being said by Nolan, impersonating Pantoliano's voice.
Huh.
And
Well, he did a great
Pantoliano
job,
was unaware of it until an interview he did for Memento. Someone asked him, like, "Was that you?" And he's like,
Did you
"It
know
wasn't."
this?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. No shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that. We kind of already said it, but we had some good cameos here. We have Trinity.
Yes.
From The Matrix. But also, Rob, you mentioned who? I'll let you get
BB from Frasier. You're gonna be a star.
Yeah, I had already written it into my outline, but you said it too through text. So
She's also in a couple X-Files episodes, and I didn't know she was like a dramatic actress. I thought she was only comedy.
Right.
It's just one of those people like you don't really follow their career, or I don't, and you just you see them in random spots throughout the years. Like, oh shit, that's BB. Because I watch a lot of Frasier. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to say I've only seen Sammy Jenkins, Stephen Tobolowsky. I've only seen him comedy. I want to say.
Yeah, I want to say you're right on that.
Also,
but he's one of those like I can't put a film to his face, but like I've seen him and go, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah,
like he's one of those actors. Yeah.
Well, here's another one. The doctor who is the cop from Reno 911 that wears the like booty shorts, and he's also in I Love You, Man.
Yeah,
Tom Lennon
too.
Oh, Dangles.
Yeah. Thomas Lennon. He played the psychiatrist who gave him the tests.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that was a good cameo too. Before his stardom, obviously, because it's only the year 2000. So go ahead, Bob, with your number 2.
So the very opening sequence when everything's running backwards, when he's like the shells are going back into the gun, he's all that kind of stuff. Even though everything was running backwards, the sound ran forward. Nolan said he did this to keep the convention into the opening moments to help draw the audience into the story, and all the shots were done by doing a reverse filming, except for the image of the shell casings moving across the floor. That was supposed to look like it was going backwards, but actually Nolan was just blowing on the casings to make them roll.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he made everybody learn their lines in perfect reverse English, and then he flipped the tape.
That's something he would do. You
honestly,
as much shit as he got for Tenet, the reverse filming in that movie is phenomenal. I was blown away by it. I like Tenet.
With your recommendation.
I don't care what anyone says. I like Tenet, even though
I will watch it
with
with your recommendation.
When it comes to,
we all know Chris, and he's just good at this.
Yeah. When it comes to Chris's films with unreliable narrators, I think Insomnia is up there with Memento. Those are my top
Insomnia
two.
is so good.
So fucking
Insomnia
good.
is so good.
Pacino and Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like Johnny was whispering in his ear the whole time for that one. Like it's Chris's film, obviously, but I just feel like Johnny was there, like doing the support that Natalie gave Lenny, like laying in bed and just whispering, like, like
you mean Trinity?
Well,
yeah, Trinity.
I don't know who that is. I have this condition. My number one, and I don't know, fuck me, but Sammy Jenkins, the like crossover was a little foreseeable.
Yeah,
it was my second time watching it. I will admit that like that might have given me some extra foresight, but it had been 12.
Are you talking about when
years since the last time I saw it? But go ahead.
Are you talking about when the resident nurse walks by Sammy and like it cuts and it's Leonard for a split second? Like the whole
Yes.
It was a very, I know this because Tyler knows this, Fight Club, Palahniuk, or Fincher type thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Which, you know, Guy Pearce was in Fight Club because Brad Pitt was doing Troy at the time, if I remember that correctly.
And then Hulk.
And they couldn't get Jamie Kennedy to play BB like we wanted to, so we ended up with John Pantoliano,
and then
Jimmy G of the...
They were gonna have the Incredible Hulk play Meatloaf's character Bob with the bitch tits.
Correct. Yeah, but with green. Yeah. They're green.
Yes.
Because she's an attorney, which is cool.
Where are we right now? What's happening?
I don't know. I feel like I walked away and came back in the middle of someone else's conversation.
I am not even high. This is just weird.
All right. I might be a little bit.
Nice.
Go ahead, Bob.
My last one is a kind of a criticism. So when Dodd, the character Dodd, first comes after Leonard and chases him, his red SUV blocks in Leonard's Jaguar. However, in the next chronological scene, when Leonard gets back in his car, the SUV is not blocking him anymore. He can just drive away.
I did notice that. Yeah.
Well, here's a question:
that's a good point.
All these things make you question the reliability from Leonard's perspective. Now, do you think? I mean, like, I'm just spitballing here. Do you think maybe he had more than one run with Dodd and like in similar places? So he got blocked in, and then they had a fight, and then it broke up, and then like a day later, the same thing happened. And you know, like, do you think that could be a possibility, or do you think it was just a continuity error?
I think those kind of continuity errors were,
or they just work.
Yeah, I think they are acceptable because they could work. Yeah, they could work in an unreliable narrator's perspective.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's the unreliable narrator advantage.
Yeah, so like basically the production fucked up, but it's okay because you don't know what ends up anyways.
Had they had that in The Master of Disguise, it would have made sense that there were different appetizer trays.
Yes. Okay. You can listen to our Master of Disguise episode at www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
Rob, I'm so sorry to do this, but Bob keeps saying the name Dodd, and it just keeps reminding me of Whitman, Price, and Haddad from our episode, The Running Man. Where can they find that, Rob?
That's at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. And then when you go to the show to search like The Running Man, and then like it'll bring you to like episode 900 or whatever.
900.
Whatever episode it was that we did.
900.
Chris, and you guys are both done with your catch-all, right? Because I have a note here for Chris to reveal his shirt.
Oh, okay. This is for...
Oh, did you go? Did you go to New Hampshire?
No.
Oh, okay. That's our old boss's newer restaurant from
No, I didn't go there. To give you a little a very quick summarization of the shirt that I thought I might find really funny. So I took over a restaurant for this guy named Tom. There was a person named Brad in between, but he didn't actually matter to the purchasing of the restaurant, although I thought he owned it. So I bought it from this guy named Tom, and Tom came back into town a couple of years later to review our food. And he got food, and I went up to him, and he was like, "Hey, you want to do a t-shirt swap?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. You can have one of our Captain's Catch t-shirts." So I got him one, and he gave me this Cabin Fever from Bartlett, New Hampshire,
with the
Davidson shirt, which is why Rob thought that I went there, because that's the only logical reason. And the really funny part of the story is that Tom had shown me years before this a sauce, which is really just barbecue sauce, honey mustard, and hot sauce together. Buffalo, honey mustard, barbecue. The particular ones that we had all mixed together, and he called it swamp sauce.
Yes.
And it was so fucking good that I was like, I'm putting this on my menu when you leave.
Yeah.
So I did that. I made swamp burgers. I made swamp shrimp. I made swamp chicken.
Good, dude.
It was fucking amazing. It was so good on fries. It was good on everything. This swamp sauce was so good on everything. Tom comes, he visits. I'm like, "Hey, Tom, just to let you know, swamp sauce is on the menu." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, swamp sauce. I put it on the menu. He was like, "What is swamp sauce?" And I was like, nothing, Tom. It's my intellectual property. Leave it alone. It has nothing to do with you. Forget about it. I didn't say that, and I got a T-shirt out of that. And hi, Tom. I hope you're listening. Good to see you. Good to talk to
He
you.
had a memento moment.
Yeah, he definitely did. All right. Good call back there, Rob. Let's throw it to what we're watching.
Sure, and that's under the regular bumpers. I'm not doing the abuser again. I already have like 40 fucking edits on here. So what we are watching... Here we go.
I just asked the guys, like, what are we watching? What are you watching? And instead I get...
Oh, you think you got jokes? You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get this gas money. Take that with you. Take that gas money with you. That's what you're gonna get.
Who got...
I was hoping to start up an argument with my number one.
All
It's Christmas season, whether you want to admit it or not. Bob has admitted it. Look at his shirt. So I watched Die Hard.
Oh, hot dogs are sandwiches.
Here we go. Yep.
Cereal is soup.
I knew this is exactly what I wanted out of Rob.
Pop-Tarts are raviolis. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I knew exactly. I knew what was wrong. I knew Rob was going to do this. Go ahead, Rob. Rant. I want you. I'm sorry. I interrupted. No, go ahead.
It's people just making things that are other things for a whimsy, but there's other words to call those things, meaning they're different. A hot dog is not a taco. Chris,
no, it's not.
They have different words. They're called different things, and that's why we have different words for them. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a sandwich. It's an open-faced sandwich.
So Die Hard. Go ahead.
Anyway, it's fucking awesome. Die Hard's such a good movie.
It is.
I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about it. But what I noticed is I was watching it as my wife and my children were sleeping. And here's the thing. Gunfire in movies is louder than everything else. You can have it set on volume 2 on your TV and it'll still wake up your kids. I don't know why gunfire is that way, but Die Hard has the most gunfire in any movie I've ever seen, and I've seen Saving Private Ryan and Smoke Pieces and Sin City, and Die Hard has more gunfire than that.
A big issue, especially if you're watching it on streaming, is all these things are mastered for like Dolby or Atmos, and then when people buy the license, they don't readjust the levels because the gunfire is louder, but it's meant to come out of the smaller speakers in the theater, and the dialogue is quieter, but comes out of the bigger speakers. But when you have it on like a regular like TV bar, it's just all flat. So,
well, that's an interesting little factoid there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It fucks up crime dramas because when we're watching like Law and Order, there's like they're whispering and then like there's gunfire and like the TV's against the wall of the room my son sleeps in, and then it's a whole thing.
Yeah. But the other thing I'm watching, I want to see Bob's face when I say this TV show that I've been watching. Hey Bob, I haven't been watching Quiz Show, but I've been watching I've been watching Supermarket Sweep. Do you know what it is?
The show.
Where can I watch that? Is it on Hulu?
It's on Prime.
Prime?
It's on Prime.
All right.
But it's with ads, so you have to sit through like an obnoxious amount of ads. But the
whole
show
show's
is so
an ad.
fucking good.
Yeah.
It is.
Is it the newer ones with
awesome.
Leslie Jones, or is it the older ones?
No, I didn't. Is she the same one that like leached the blood out of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
No, that's
Champion. It's Carrie Champion.
Someone else, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, so some other woman leaching the good blood out of a man's accomplishment.
Yeah. It's funny because there's a kernel of truth in that. Anywho. You built all the infrastructure. Can I get a tech job? Sorry. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, that is a good show.
I'm just kidding around. Supermarket Sweep with Rubric. What's his first name? How do I not know? Because I've been watching it all week.
Stanley Rubric.
Anyway, yeah, sure. It's It's Nicholas Kubrick, I think. Anyway, he comes running out, and like the best part of the show is that they don't know how 90s it is, like because they're in the 90s.
Yeah.
But there's like an announcer when they all go running wild through the aisles on Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah.
Like there's an announcer who's announcing the action as they're running through the aisles, and it is the funniest shit you've ever seen.
Okay.
But also, I realized that I, like Lenny, have been classically conditioned because I am so fucking good at this show. I would score so high in Supermarket Sweep, and that's because I watched it with my parents and my sister growing up, like every night, and I'm just conditioned to be good at the games that they play in that, which are very much Price is Right style games. So I wish that there was a chance that I could go on Leslie Jones's version. Should I look this up? Should Aaron and I go on it? Like, because maybe I'll fucking crush it.
I feel like it's over. I don't think it's on anymore.
Leslie Jones. Yep.
Yeah. Fuck Leslie Jones and everybody who looks like Leslie Jones.
All right.
But I want to be a part of that show. If you want to make a new version.
That's the clip.
All right, Bob, go ahead.
On our stories, I'm going to have Chris go, fuck Leslie Jones. And that's going to be the next line.
All right, go ahead, Bob. What are we watching?
Oh, my God. So I also enjoy Die Hard, even though I didn't watch it this week. It's an enjoyable watch. So I finished watching Memento on Tubi because I didn't feel like downloading it on my Chromebook and having it lag. So after I finished, it's like, here's what else you'd like. And usually when I watch stuff on Tubi, it recommends the shittiest things.
Yeah.
And this time, because I watched a good movie, it recommended other movies that are considered good. And here's where Chris is going to flip out. Django Unchained came up.
All right.
And I watched it, and I didn't like it.
And he loved it. And he... You what?
I didn't like it.
You didn't fucking like it?
You know who I loved? Christoph Waltz. I think he was awesome. I think he's good in everything I see him in. Everything I see him in, he's amazing. But the story didn't get me. The violence was just too much. And not I'm not anti-violence. It's just it's the nature of the violence. It was just I just didn't like it. And it cemented my decision that Tarantino is an overrated director. Sorry. Oh, shit. Good movie episode out the window. Here we go.
Legitimately angry. Legitimately angry. I feel angry a lot. Feeling legitimately angry right now.
Do you like that? You like Django Unchained?
Django's fucking awesome. That movie is great. What are you talking about? It's super entertaining. I know there's a lot of violence. It's meant to make you uncomfortable. It's meant to make you, Bob, as a white guy in his 40s, feel terrible about slavery. Don't you feel bad about that?
You can feel bad about slavery and not watch the movie.
Yeah,
don't you feel
bad
at
about
fault?
slavery and not?
You're supposed to feel like you are the reason slavery happened.
You know,
that's why there's so much violence.
I feel the same way about Django as I do about Inglourious Basterds. There are some really good scenes.
Oh my God.
But as a movie, it just doesn't work.
No, they both work really well, and you don't know what you're talking about. I hate you, Bob.
All right. This is my turn. I had a busy week.
We're supposed to come together, and you do this.
So, if you guys would look at the Google Drive.
I do it to you.
If you guys would look at the Google Drive, I've been systematically uploading all of Neil Breen's catalog as I watch it.
I want to see his balls. I'm so mad. I want to see the whole fruit bowl.
So that's double down. His attractive girlfriend dies in a pool, and of course she's floating face down, but also you only see his ball sack come from behind his butt.
I want to see that.
So after that, I decided I was going to watch I Am Here Now. Also written, directed, and produced by Neil Breen, and edited. Double Down was great. Double Down was mostly stock footage and him saying the same thing over and over again. It felt like Memento. He's like, I am the best at technology. The corporations are bad. I have a system of 5 laptops. I eat tuna in my car. And that's the whole movie. And then,
oh my god, I'm still so
I am
mad.
here.
I'm sorry.
I am
Go
here
ahead.
now. He comes down to Earth, which is his creation, and realizes how bad people are to the environment. So he's trying to like murder the corrupt corporatists while saving the people that are actually trying to like make solar power work. We did Fateful Findings, so I didn't watch
so
that
he's-
again. What?
Rob, he's
Go ahead.
literally God, and I am here now.
Yes, he's literally God. But
Wait,
he's also
does
really.
Does
he refers
say, I am here now.
I think so, but he refers to Earth as his creation, and he has healing powers, and he steals some guy's shirt for no reason, and the shirt's got like a perfectly cut like hole right where his nipple is, so you see his nipple again, like you do in Fateful Findings. And then last night, after watching Memento, I started watching Pass Through, but like within the first 20 minutes, they introduced like 5 plots that I knew would never get resolved or like explained, and I just emotionally couldn't handle it. So I'm watching that tonight. So that's what I've been watching. That's what I will be watching. And then after that is I forget. And then there's a 5-hour long retrospective of Neil Breen talking about them. And then like there's one more movie that came out in like 2023. So I'm gonna work through all those the rest of the week.
Yeah. All right. Fair.
I think if we do a Neil Breen movie again, Rob has to do fact or no fact.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh, I
joined.
that.
I joined the subreddit, and I'm obsessed.
Because there's no way I'm gonna juke you out of anything with Neil Breen.
Okay.
I will I will abstain from joining the same subreddit as I've been tempted to do.
I will do fact or no fact, and Bob will do the ad read. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god.
Whenever we
that's
get
great.
there. Okay. So what's the next?
And then
segment?
Bob's gonna make you read it.
Yeah, done.
And it's gonna be like, I'm Rob. I'm really stupid, and I hate myself.
I'm here. I mean, that's true on both counts. So, all right. So we are at
bad credit names.
Bad credit. Okay, that Memento names. Here we go.
Dottie Dorn, Michelle Muggs, Pappas, Tessa Lucky Chastain, Norval Clutcher III, Chuck Hamshaw, and Wally Pfister.
Yes.
He's Rowdy
Both
Wally
winner.
Pfister. Yeah.
Yeah, Wally.
I hardly
Pfister.
know her.
Yeah.
Pfister.
Pfister, I hardly know her.
Well, Rob, I have no offensive minigame.
All right. I'm supposed to do something here, aren't I? Oh, that's right. Offensive minigame. We have here we go.
Maybe your cunt of a fucking wife sucked one too many diseased cocks and turned you into a fucking retard.
What's next?
I wasn't sure if you were going to do it because you refused before. And I was
didn't
worried.
refuse. I just forgot about. I forgot we were gonna bring it back.
All right. Team 5-star for the pitch. This
Yeah.
is for obviously Memento. We don't compare these.
Yeah.
What about what works well? Did it work well? I thought it worked really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked
now,
really well.
now that we discussed it at length, I like how the continuity errors actually just add to the movie's lore because it makes it that much more unreliable. And it's kind of like it's a feature, not a bug. Or is it a bug, not a feature? It's one of those things. You know?
It's not a bug, it's a feature. No, I agree because like we said, it just makes the movie more interesting to talk about, which is exactly what we wanted to do. How about the dialogue? How are we feeling about that?
Good. It was
great.
Yeah, it was
top notch.
Yeah, I'd say Teddy alone like elevates this film. Just
Yeah,
that
me too.
energy. Like, it's beer o'clock. I'm buying. That's my favorite line. It's just like, where are my keys?
Just
You
knowing
gotta help me
that,
find my keys.
just knowing that Nolan allowed for some improvisation made it even more impressive that it came out this good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Agreed. So for production, we had non-linear edit.
Yeah. Well, very well
which-
done non-linear edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like as well as you can do, right? Acting, I thought, really like the only reason I'm not going to give it an A++ is because of Trinity. Actually,
Natalie, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah.
Like she was like.
I'm with you on that one.
She was like, yeah, she was good. Not.
She was punching up. She was punching up for sure.
She definitely was punching up.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. So I'm gonna put Trinity sucks. Do we have any demerits?
No.
No.
No, this is solid. It was a solid movie. Glad I watched it again.
How about tattoo fonts?
Yeah, tattoo fonts.
Tattoo fonts. Okay, cool. I love that. All right, next week we're watching. Well, actually, do you want me to do a live look in? Look, I'm doing it. Okay, edit. We're doing Baby Boom with Diane Keaton next week
at Schmay's request.
Wow. That's Shmave.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shmave.
I wrote to my brother saying we were doing it, and he said, "God bless you." And then he said he watched the trailer again, and his wife said from the other room, "Are you groaning?" So
that's fair.
So he had an audible response to the trailer, and that's just the trailer.
That's the best parts. That's what they show you because they want to sell the movie to you. Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. They do. Fuck yeah. Another successful episode of the show, thanks to me. Rob, why don't you plug us and throw it to Bob for his last word?
Sure. You can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. When you go there, it's a Linktree page that takes to all of the big streamers like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But we're also on Google Play or Pocket Cast or Overcast or whatever little thing you use to look up podcasts. Just search The Worst Movie Ever Made. But when you go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com, you will see our Instagram and our TikTok. We're always engaging. We're sharing stuff. Where enemies become friends, friends become enemies. Nolans are referred to by their casual first name, not their full first name, because we know them on a personal level. We share some memes. We do all this fun stuff. Trailers, polls. We're not doing a poll this week because someone emailed us, which is something you can also do. And if you email us, we'll forego the poll and we'll just watch the movie you suggest because we love you for listening. We're also on YouTube every Sunday. Regular audio episodes drop the preceding Wednesday. So, episode comes out Wednesday. The video version comes out a few days later for copyright reasons. So www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Bob, what is your last word?
Thank you, Shmave.
It's got to be quiz show.
Quiz show.
It's got to be quiz. I thought he said Django for a minute. I was about to get fucking mad again. Fuck you, Bob. Django was great. You know it. You're just a hater. Bob just hates feet.
Yeah, feet are nice. Eating one of those Denny's Grand Slam foot jobs. Syrup under the table.
Syrup.
Yeah.
Dude, Tarantino cast himself in the part in Django.
Yeah.
He's an ugly dude, man.
He's an ugly man.
He's got that fetal-alcohol forehead. It's how I would describe it. All right,
right
let's
up.
get Jelly School out of here.
Bye, Jelly School.
Stop.